Okay, I am going to show you how to make a moss stitch square worked center out. Moss stitch consists of single crochet chain 1. I'm starting with worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. I am starting with what looks like it's going to be a slip knot, but it's not going to stay a slip knot. Instead, I'm making a magic circle. So rather than tightening that down, I keep it loose and I chain 1, and then I single crochet in the circle, and the first round is simply 4 single crochet stitches separated by chain 2. So first single crochet and chain 2 is complete now. The next single crochet, chain 2, I'm working over the yarn tail as I go. Third single crochet, chain 2, and the fourth single crochet, chain 2, and I'm going to cinch up the circle a little bit by pulling on the yarn tail, and I'm going to slip stitch to join in that stitch right there, which is the first single crochet. So under both loops of that V, and it usually on the very first stitch or the very first round, it takes some fiddling, using your fingernails to get down in there underneath those 2 strands. Yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook, and I've now made round 1. Now this is a 2-color square, so I'm going to drop the first color behind. Actually, I'm anchoring it with my fingers. Then I'm going to get the second color yarn, and I am simply going to drape it over my hook, hold on to it with my left hand. Whoops, I'm sorry. First, I need to insert it in the corner space, the chain 2. And let me clarify here. There's a space here where you did the chain 2, and it's kind of hard to find, but you need to make sure you're to the right of that strand that's hiding in the back there. So insert the hook, put the loop of the new color on the hook, pull it through, let the tails drop down, put the working yarn over my fingers. Make sure that you don't cinch this down too tight, or you're going to be sorry later, because you have to work into that white loop on the next, at the end of the round. So I yarn over. I've got 2 different colors of yarn on my hook. I yarn over with the new color, pull through, and that is the first single crochet of the next round. You notice I did not chain up. It's important to not chain up because it just makes the seam so much less visible. Okay, now complete the corner, 2 chains, single crochet in the same space, and there's the first corner completed. Now we'll chain 1, since this is the moss stitch, before we go on to the corner. The next corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same space, chain 1, next corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same space. I'm a tight crocheter and sometimes I lose my loop. Chain 1, find the next chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, another single crochet in the same space, and a chain 1 before I join. And I'm joining by a slip stitch in the old color. So now I have completed round 2. Okay, now for round 3, I drop the blue behind and I get the working yarn of the white over my fingers. Whoops. Insert in the chain 2 space, which is the corner. Make sure I'm to the right of that strand that's hiding back there. Pull up a loop, so I have a loop of both colors on my hook, yarn over, and I have completed the first single crochet of the next round. So I finish the corner, chain 2, single crochet in the same space. It's the moss stitch, so I chain 1, and the next stitch goes in the chain space. Make sure that you're to the right of that slanting strand that's back there. Of course, if you're left-handed, it'll be the opposite. Single crochet, chain 1. Notice when I work on the corners, as I work, I am trying to counteract the fact that crochet goes leaning in the direction that you're working. So I'm constantly tugging everything to the right because I work to the left since I'm right-handed. So I will complete another corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 1, and there is another chain 1 space, staying to the right of that hidden strand, single crochet, chain 1. See, I'm tugging to the right. Insert, single crochet, and as I'm doing this first single crochet of the corner, I'm also kind of tugging on it this direction. Okay, chain 2, another single crochet in the corner, chain 1. For some reason, the moss stitch is even more difficult to keep straight than regular single crochet. So it's a real struggle, but we will win if we're diligent and consistent. And this is the last stitch, the last single crochet of this round. It goes in that same space, the chain 1 space, single crochet, and I do chain 1, and then I am slip stitching into that blue stitch. Okay, now to start the next round, put the white over to the right, pick up the working yarn from the next color, insert in the chain 2 space, yarn over, 2 colors on the hook, yarn over to complete the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, etc. So every place that there is a single crochet, your working just past it. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and now we're at the corner. So do you see that this nice geometric design is taking shape because I'm constantly tugging on this as I go to keep the lines straight as much as possible. And here's what the finished product will look like. I struggle as I work to make sure that the white lines are in 90-degree angles. And this diagonal line right here is the join. It's the seam. And because it's along that diagonal line, it's not as visible as if it were up the middle of the side. So that's how we do a moss stitch square.